What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another one of my videos. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Champion Finance, a protocol that has a rebase mechanism functionality that is different from the other tomb forks that we see, and moreover, a protocol that I think has a bright future. Now, before we jump into this video, it is my responsibility to remind you all that this is not financial advice and you guys should always do your own research. Now, right off the bat, if you guys actually have a look at Champion Finance, it looks a lot like a regular tomb fork. However, they have a couple of hidden tricks in their sleeves, which I am actually really happy to see that is actually working out. Now, as I mentioned at the introduction of this video, the protocol has a rebase mechanism. And before I jump in to explain what the rebase mechanism actually is, I want to show you guys how this protocol has been paying out every single day. If we actually hit the farms, you guys can see these APRs are absolutely degen and absolutely mind-blowing. And you guys already know I love getting myself into protocols that have really good APRs. If you also look at the boardroom, you guys can see we're looking at 6% every single day. And you guys can already see I got my hands on a little bit of CHAM, which is a share token, and throw them in here a while ago, and they have been paying me really well. Similarly, even on the AVIC USD, what I did was I took my profits that I have earned here, and what I did is I dumped it into the PEG token LP, the LP1, and as you guys can see here, I have stacked already more than $400 in this LP, which is also earning me more CHAM. So it's got quite a lot of rewards for individuals that are invested, and as you guys can see, we're creeping up on that $1 million TVL, which we hover around. And more recently, we actually went down to like 700,000, 800,000, and that, in my opinion, was the dip. And you guys already know I look for opportunities like this in order to get into protocols that I think are going to have a blast off very soon. And now, as you guys can see, they have been audited by OXGuard, which I think is one of the better companies in the space. And of course, they have a KYC as well for the individual that holds the treasury wallet. Now that you guys understand that this is definitely a protocol that is giving out good APRs, let's jump into why they've been able to sustain themselves and what the rebase mechanism actually is. Well, first of all, if you look at the chart, you guys can see that ever since July 22nd, so exactly 1 month now, so from the day I'm posting, they've actually been above this line, which represents the peg. So this line is at 1.01. They've been above this line pretty consistently. The only time that they've been under peg for a prolonged period of time was right here, where they actually lost peg right here on the 9th of August. But as you guys can see, on the 10th of August, they came back up. So, you know, all in all, they weren't really under peg for too long. You know, and even if you actually look at it from here, from the 8th of August to the 10th of August, so a maximum of 48 hours was their longest period of time. And that's why I kind of did scoop some up this time around when I did see it drop this low at 0.866, because the protocol is made in a way to really aid the PEG token come back up. And as you guys can see here, when they did drop as low as 0.23, which is a place where a lot of protocols kind of die at, you know, and you see this, you think this protocol is absolutely dead. What happened literally after? They had the rebase mechanism kick in and pump this token right back up to $1, right? And then when it had that little bit of a dip, guess what happened again? It got pumped back up, and then it was able to stabilize over time, and now we're able to enjoy the rewards of that stabilization, right? As you guys can see right here, it's been solidly above peg for over 8 days. And as you guys know, if you are getting paid, you know, anywhere from 2 to 3%, right now it's paying 3%, it was paying 4% at one point every single day, you're already getting back a lot of your investment without any impermanent loss. Now let's talk, now in regards to that rebase mechanism, let me show you guys what this is. This is their documentation, which I definitely suggest you guys go and have a look at, because they actually have quite a detailed, and that is something that does impress me. Now, the rebase mechanism came into place from a protocol called Charge DeFi. Now, I personally was invested in Charge DeFi on the Binance Smart Chain. However, they didn't actually introduce anything else in the system to keep up with the pace of inflation, the amount of tokens that are being put out there. And then once again, we saw that the rebasing was kind of faulty, and it always kept dumping, right? We always saw that the PEG token kept dumping and it wasn't profitable. Unlike them, however, we could see here that these guys have actually held PEG really well. Now, as you guys can see here, it says Rebase is the emergency mechanism used to use the victory token back towards PEG. Please read carefully this section and understand how it impacts your tokens. The reduced supply of VIC will make it easier for the project to regain PEG and for the boardroom to start minting new VIC again. The rebase mechanism is triggered at an epoch when either the TWAP, the time weighted average price, is at or below 80 cents. Very important, and we saw the example of this. So when it's at or below 80 cents right here, it was at 60 cents. So what happened? It triggered the rebase mechanism, making the price come back up. Or when the TWAP has been under $1 for 10 consecutive epochs. Now obviously we didn't have that situation happen here. We just had it come down and then it get pumped right back up. Now you as an investor need to be cautious about these things as well, however, because if it does get rebased, it will obviously cut into your LP a little bit. Obviously it won't be a large amount, especially in comparison to the APRs you're getting, you know, 2, 3, 4%. It's not going to really affect you as much, especially not if you're holding a lot of CHAM like myself, a lot of the share token. It obviously doesn't affect you at all. However, it's one really good way that this protocol is being able to hold PEG. And since people know that as soon as it goes that low, the token is going to have reduced circulating supply and it's going to pump back, what do you think people do? They start accumulating here because they know that any minute now we're going to pump back up. So it becomes quite a good opportunity to not only arbitrage but also help the protocol regain PEG so that you can get back to earning your juicy APRs. Now the other thing I do want to mention, and I don't want to touch upon this too much, but it's just to kind of distinguish and show the difference between Champion Finance and Charge DeFi, as I mentioned before, is the fact that Champion Finance is probably the only protocol that I have ever seen that has a rebase mechanism that is actually going to be introducing a second PEG token. Now I know that in itself is an entirely new video, and do keep your eyes out for that because I will go over my entire strategy for how I am going to be making money on that protocol. And before that video, we will have an AMA on our Discord, link down in the description, where the team has decided to give out more than $500. So make sure you guys join, and you will see that announcement hopefully in a day or two. Now, as you guys can see from the tabs right here, the protocol also does have nodes, and they do have a tab for voting. So now there's currently no votes pending, but it's kind of nice how they have this you know, as a tab so that you can kind of see what the previous results were and how, for example, the expansion rate is being decided by the community. And then of course we have the vault tab where we have the auto compounding vaults, which I definitely do recommend as these give extremely good APRs. As you guys can see here, 3.2% every single day. Definitely something not to joke about, so feel free to have a look at this if you guys haven't already. Now the last thing I want to touch upon specifically in regards to the second PEG token that I mentioned earlier, if you jump into their Discord, which is also down in the description below, and look on the left side of the Discord and scroll down, you'll see right here there's a tab called eVIC tokenomics. And I want you guys to go and read about this so you actually understand what you're going to be looking at. Now, as I mentioned, I probably will be making a video before that token goes live just to kind of go over my strategy and go over what I think about the protocol. However, with this recent hype coming out, I just want to say very briefly that, of course, once again, none of this is financial advice, but whenever a protocol does implement something new, it garnishes a lot of hype. And these tokens will be used in the Genesis pool for the second PEG token, obviously, as this is their main PEG token. So I definitely suggest you guys go check this out. You know, if it does go a little bit under PEG, as you guys can see, people have been scooping it up right away. You know, it is quite a discount. And similarly for Champ, if you guys actually scroll out a little bit on the 1 hour chart, ever since we had this dump here, you guys can see that we're slowly on this little uptrend right here, and it is slowly going up. Now, of course, I am extremely hopeful as well that the team does dox themselves. I think that's something extremely important, and hopefully they take that into consideration. However, even though they haven't doxed themselves just yet, I think it's a smart decision for an individual after assessing the risks to determine whether these APRs are worth it or not. Now obviously you guys already know my stance. I have invested into this protocol. I am earning extremely well, so of course my view is out there. However, as I always say, and as I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you guys do your own research, and of course guys, join their Discord, ask questions in their chat. They have a very active chat, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to help out and go over all of your concerns. That is going to be it for this video. I want you all to scroll down and I want you to comment down below as to whether or not you guys are bullish on Champion Finance and their second peg token. And of course, make sure you guys join our Discord so that you can participate in the AMA and have a chance at winning your share of that $500. Thank you once again guys very much for watching this video. I hope you all have an amazing week, and as always guys, let's get that bag.